Well, hello, my delicious Aries. How are you? Welcome to my channel, Tasty Tarot. I'm your intuitive reader, Miss Chloe. I'm so very grateful to have you here with me today in this sacred space. You are welcome here, and you are safe, and you are loved. We're going to begin your reading for the month of January 2026. I'm going to be pulling cards from the Pulp Fiction deck. Very fun. All right. Let's see what we have here today, my dear Aries. Now, please do remember that this is a general collective reading, not personal messages. So please take what resonates, release the rest. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. I also encourage you to look into your other significant places, such as sun, moon, and rising signs, because sometimes that elaborates on your story. Of the moon, Three of Wands, and Justice. Okay, so with the moon energy, my dear Aries, you're going through something right now where you're not very clear about the parameters of the situation. You are maybe biding your time. You're wrestling with some of the uncertainties of what's going on during this transition into the new year. That is okay. There's a lot of us out there who are just trying to find our footing and recuperate from 2025. So don't you worry about what's going on here. This is actually in your protagonist area. So what that means is this is actually working in your favor. So please do take your time in figuring things out. Don't rush, and have faith that things are going to reveal themselves to you in the right time. With the Three of Wands in the Resistance position, I would read this in more of a reversed form. This means that this is your challenge at the moment. You are wanting to expand. You have hopes. You have ideas that you want to see come to fruition. You want to start seeing something come back, some returns on your efforts, but it just feels like you've been running into a lot of different delays or setbacks, things that are just not working in your favor right now. But again, my dear Aries, that is just a temporary situation. So, with the outcome energy, you have the Justice card. So perhaps this is something that has to do with legal matters of some flavor or form. This could be dealings with an individual. It could be someone at work, it could be someone's family, it could be a friend, a partner. Seven of Pentacles. Yes, so again, wait. Take time to evaluate where things are. Where do you stand in your personal relationships? Where do you stand in the sector of work and partnerships? Queen of Swords, clarifying. So the Queen of Swords coming into this position of the spread is saying that, you know, you're lacking clarity. Just going right along with the moon energy, there's this inability to see around that next bend. You feel like you don't have all the details. So perhaps with the Three of Wands showing up as delays, this is a good thing. If you don't have all the details right now, then maybe you don't want to make that forward progression just yet. You want to have all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed. You want to know exactly where you stand in this road, this path that you're taking. And so right now, your thoughts may be scattered. You may be, okay, that's a little too much right there. Five Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah, there's some, you're feeling some instability. There's some regret over something. Maybe it's in the communications you've been having with a loved one or someone that you have to deal with on a frequent basis, that there's just been confusion between you, and that's getting really old, which, yeah, I understand. It gets very frustrating, and, you know, sometimes there are words that are said that once they're out there, you can't take them back, and you're like, oh, you know, I really wish I hadn't said that. Or the other person might be feeling that way through Aries. Take these energies and reverse as you see fit. I could be reading your energy. I could be reading the person whom you are involved with. So again, take it as it resonates. But with the Justice and the outcome, to me, this is saying you are working towards a fair resolution. You know, this feels like a long journey, and it's frustrating, and you're tired. You're tired of all the delays. Well, of course, you're Aries, you're fire, you're ready to go. You want to get things done. You get an idea and you go for it. And so when these setbacks or confusion, lack of communication, when these things crop up in our lives, it's very difficult for you, Aries, because you're very much wanting to just go for it, get it done, work it out. With the Seven of Pentacles, oh my, yeah, Six of Swords, in the world. Yeah, you're going to be moving on. It's troubled waters right now, but you'll be moving on. We'll move through this. There we go. Thank you. Four of Swords and Five of Wands. Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, your guides right now are really wanting you to take stock of what is adding value into your life right now. This is a natural time for us all to be making determinations about, okay, what works for me, what doesn't anymore, what has to get kicked out the door. We're coming into a brand new year now, and you know, you want to be able to move unencumbered and make the most of all the opportunities that the new year has to offer. You're not going to be able to do that as well as you could if you still have this old baggage or routines that don't work for you. anymore. Maybe they did at one time, and that's fine. Things change. But you're taking this time to maybe connect more into your intuition. With the moon in that placement for you, Aries, it means that your intuitive nature is bubbling up right now. You're starting to see things in a different light. Some of the shadows are moving, or they will be, allowing you a different view of what's going on in your circumstances. This is a general reading for the month of January. You know, I could be seeing work, I could be seeing love, I could be seeing spiritual. All of that stuff could be here right now in general. So the Four of Swords in that outcome, you know, clarifying the Justice card. This is nice. This is saying that after what feels like a lot of effort, you're going to finally be able to relax a little bit when it comes to whatever this is for you. You're going to be able to take a breather. You're going to be able to rejuvenate a little bit. You know, maybe this past year or just the past month or two have been really chaotic. And come January and the new year, you'll be able to kind of go, okay, got that sorted out. Now, I'm going to take a little time for me. I'm going to relax because I deserve it. And just get that spiritual rejuvenation, that physical rest. These are things that we all need. So with the Queen of Swords in that resistance position, you know, someone is lacking a certain tactfulness, a gentleness in their speech. Perhaps that's something to look at, Aries. We have the Devil card coming in, but this is your protagonist energy, so that's interesting. This thing could be this thing could be something that maybe you're obsessing about just a little bit, but that's good. Maybe this is an issue that you would normally skate over. Okay, no, I have important stuff to do right now. This is not among the things on my priority list, and we're just gonna brush on by, make the most of it. But maybe this is asking you to pause a little bit more than you would normally and really start paying attention to the devil in the details. You know, what are some of the aspects to whatever this is for you, this person, this issue, this project, whatever this is, what are the details you would normally just go, don't have time for that? Well, maybe you do, and maybe you should. So that's interesting. So we also have the Knight of Cups in the resistance position, and the Queen of Swords. So yeah, there might be some definite difficulties in your communications. Maybe there was something that you were expecting from a person or a job that just it hasn't been given to you, or vice versa. Could read both ways. You know, the Knight of Cups can very much be, you know, bringing forward a gift to someone. It can be intuition. It can be full expression of your passions and a spiritual longing and fervor. And coming in that resistance position, it might be saying that there's a bit of a lack of emotional finesse being put in to this situation that's coming up in January for you and that you're working out. You know, maybe some of the ideas and words expressed have been not very tactful. Maybe there needs to be a little bit more of a soft approach to this person or circumstance. And, you know, it's amazing how just putting yourself in the other person's position and using words like, I hear you and I can understand how you would feel, etc., etc. It's amazing how big a difference that can make sometimes in creating a receptive environment. Now this is cool. In the outcome energy, we do have the Queen of Swords again, but in the upright, this is like you took what was going on here, these challenges, and you're like, okay, we have justice. It's going to be fair. It's going to be diplomatic. You know, we're going to cross the T's and dot the I's. We're going to make it sharp. We're going to make it tight. We're going to bring this to a conclusion where everybody can be content. You know, everyone gave up a little and everyone got a little out of this outcome. And so, of course, that's a relief. Five of Wands energy, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, competition, a little bit of sparring. This could be mental, this could be verbal, but there's a better energy here about this. This is more of a healthy kind of sparring. This is mutually challenging in all the good ways. It's like, okay, I bring this to the table, you bring that to the table. Let's put this all together and see if we can come up with something that is going to be better for everybody. Let's bring out the best in one another, even if we had to force it a little bit. So Queen of Swords saying that, okay, there's more of a diplomatic leadership energy. Everyone feels like their thoughts have been heard and validated, even if they don't always work into the final situation and outcome. At least everyone felt heard. And that's extremely important, Aries. Very nice. No, I like what's going on here. Some great outcome energy. It feels like everyone can walk away from the situation having been challenged in a positive way. You know, it might have gotten a little bit rough there, but ultimately I see it as being a potential for everyone to learn and grow. You know, you're trying to achieve this Three of Wands, this expansion, returns and rewards. Everybody getting along is always a good return. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the Enchanted Astrologer. This may hold an additional message for you. This could pertain to a place in your birth chart. that you should perhaps be focusing on right now. Poke around, ask some questions about it. Ha! Mars. So you're showing up here as yourself. Mars is the ruler of Aries, of course. And so that's great. I love to see Mars energy in an Aries reading. How at home is that? So you may want to look into where your personal Mars placement is, what house it's in, what are the potential correlations in your own chart? Are there aspects to your natal Mars that could be helping or hindering you right now? And if it's hindering, it's always good to know about it. Because if you're aware, you can do something about it. And if it's helping you, go crazy with that. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle for you as a final message to set you on the right course for the month of January and the beginning of 2026. Can you believe it? It's just crazy. I can't believe it. But I'm also really happy. I'm ready for 2026. I'm feeling very optimistic. All right. So, for you, my dear Aries. Oh, look at that underneath of it. I'll take that. We have potential and healing chaos. Very nice. So what I'm getting off of these cards is, you are definitely trying to tap into your potential right now, which is fabulous. Please do. This card, it's a mountain, and it almost looks like a volcano with this cloud coming up from behind it, but it's actually not a cloud, but it looks more like an arm of a galaxy coming up over that mountain. So I feel like this is saying, you have to climb some mountains sometimes to get what you want. Nothing worth having is going to be easy to obtain. So you have to climb that mountain, but remember that there is a whole world waiting for you up top. There's potential of so many worlds. That galaxy arm waiting for you. You just pick which one you want to dive into. I feel like this is saying that your potential is limitless. It's only limited by your own thoughts, your own perceptions. I just got that you have to remember too that thoughts and words can indeed become things. So watch your self-talk and watch what you say, watch what you speak out into the world. I think that's an important message for you right now too. And healing chaos, we have this tornado with butterflies all around it. And there's also a butterfly here on this Queen of Swords. So maybe the butterfly has some meaning, personal meaning to you. Obviously, it's a universal symbol of transformation, metamorphosis, transcendence. Of course, butterflies are very gentle. You have to handle them very carefully so as to not damage them. So healing chaos, I don't know what this is exactly. If you do, then please do tell me in the comments. I would love to hear about what these cards mean to you. That would be great. Healing chaos. There's something going on right now, perhaps the last year has just felt really chaotic, and you're really wanting to achieve a little bit more of that peace, little serenity into your life. And so I feel like you're being called by your guides right now. Do what you have to do to heal that chaos. If you had something to do with helping in this creation, own up to it. Make the best out of it. Do what you have to do to set the situation right. If someone has brought chaos into your world, imagine. People don't do that. If someone's brought chaos into your world, seek ways to either heal between you and that person or situation, or else Seven of Pentacles, evaluate and discard what's drawing you back. Heal that chaos one way or another, Aries. All right. This is great. I think you are definitely going places, and it looks beautiful. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you felt like there was anything of value in it, then please do give it a like, share it, you could subscribe, and that will help to get these messages out to other people who may need to hear them. Again, thank you so much for taking time with me here, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for being here with me, Aries, and until next time, go get 'em.